Welcome to the NYXUS Podcast. I'm your host. It's there, Melany Nyx. Today I'm joined by Wade from Dead Air. How are you, Wade?
Great. How are you, Melon?
I'm good. I'm good. As good as can be. This is my last interview before vacation. So tomorrow morning we're driving and heading up to Chicago.
Awesome.
Anger overdose. Always there, always there. So, give us a little short introduction about the band. Where you from? Who was the other member of the band that couldn't be here?
Absolutely. So, since I'm the vocalist, we figured, you know what? Let him do the talking, right? So, we are Dead Air. We're from Denver. That's where we're based but most of the band members are from, different places. But we do right now, the current lineup features myself, Wade. And then on guitar, we've got JT. Drums, we have Anthony, and then on bass we have Zach.
Very cool. Death Pigeon. Hello. Um, so you guys are all over the place, or are you guys close?
We're pretty close right now, but like I said, each one is from a different state, mostly. Other than Zach, he's the only one who was like born and raised here, so definitely just uh, just him. Everybody else is like from like the East Coast.
Do you guys do your music remotely, or do you guys meet up to do your music?
We do meet up to do our own music. Actually, right here, you are witnessing my basement, and this is where this is where the magic happens. So you can see our banner in the back.
So we are right now in the center of everything, where everything happens, guys. How do you create the music? Do you guys come up with the melody, guitar riff? How does it all go?
Normally, the main songwriter is the guitarist JT. He'll come up with a riff or two. He'll introduce it to myself. So usually, him and I are the songwriters. Basically, once he does have the riff ideas, I just do minor tweaks here and there, like, oh, this actually sounds like a verse instead of a chorus, and so on and so forth. And then from there on, everybody else adds whatever other little adjustment needs to be done.
Very cool. What's up, Matt? Matt is my audio engineer. So these are my ride or die, anger overdose, death pigeon. Matt always here, always, always. They keep me going.
Nice.
What's the story behind the band name Dead Air?
Great question. So the reason we named the band Dead Air is because we feel like the way that rock music specifically has gone these past, I don't know, 10, 5 years, it's just dead. So all you hear on the radio now is literally dead air. So that's why we named the band that, just basically alluding to how now it's all about pop and or hip hop, and rock is basically dead. So we're trying to bring it back.
See, here is our own JT. What's up?
Nice,
JT is from Six Cars.
nice.
Anger Overdose agrees. Matt agree. Um, Death Pigeon. I mean, it's true. It's true. You turn on the radio. I'm in the South right now. I'm in North Carolina. So pretty much all I hear on radio is gospel
Oh yeah,
and country. I think I
yes.
have one station that plays only rock music. And I don't always get it. Most of the time I get the so yes, Nix's
Wow,
radio comes in very, very handy because I am not a country girl and I'm not a gospel girl at all. So
wow.
that kind of saves me to have you guys, to have all the indie bands. That's all I've been listening to pretty much is indie music for the last 7 months now. Uh,
Very nice.
I turn on the radio and people are like, "Hey, did you hear this song?" And I'm like, "No, but have you heard this one?" And I know they didn't because you guys are indie, but you know. Um, what's the best piece of advice another musician have given you?
Best piece of advice is to not only write, but when you're playing and or singing, just do it from the heart. Don't do it to appease anybody else. Just do what you love, and that's gonna, reap its own benefits.
Very true. Very true. Don't follow the masses. Just be who you
Exactly.
are and stay true to yourself. Little fun question: if you could have a superpower, what would it be and why?
Oh, definitely be invisibility. Because that way it would end basically all problems. Like right now, you could just, you know, walk into a bank and grab all the money. And not that I would ever commit a crime, but if hypothetically I were to, that's what
Given
I
the
would do.
opportunity to be invisible, I
Exactly.
mean, you
That
know,
changes things.
exactly. Then we're talking about another game. Another. This is completely different.
Yeah.
What's your favorite drink?
Actually, if you're talking about alcoholic drink, I don't drink at all. But if you're talking about in
Drink in
general,
general, yes.
I would have to say coconut water. It's amazing for you. It's very hydrating, and I love the taste.
There you go. I had a coconut strawberry dragon fruit
Ooh,
refresher the other day, and
that sounds amazing.
it was amazing. What's up, Savvy? Very refreshing.
Nice.
The coconut water helps it a little bit, make it more like not just water.
Yeah,
Oh, it was good.
nice.
Do you come from an artistic family, or are you like the weird one out of the bunch?
I'm the weird one out of the bunch. My parents are both doctors and don't really play instruments, but I was always encouraged to play. So, there was always a piano at my house, there was a keyboard, there was an acoustic guitar. So, there were a couple of things. And then I started off playing the piano, then guitar. Then I thought it was a little bit too hard at the time because I was like 12. So then I switched to drums, and after that, I became basically a multi instrumentalist, grabbed the bass, and then I started singing and figured, you know what, this is what I really love to do. So I just decided, you know what, I just need other people to play instruments for me so I can focus on vocals. I lost you there.
It's because I was muted. Sorry.
Oh,
It's nice to see that you come from a family of two doctors. Your parents are doctors, and they didn't push you to be a doctor. They
correct.
let you follow your dreams. They let you, which is very nice to see, because
Yeah.
usually you're gonna follow in our footsteps, and uh,
Hmm.
it's nice to see that your parents got it from the start. Just let the kids be who they want to be.
Yep.
Other than music, you got any hobbies? What's up,
Oh,
Aaron?
I have plenty of hobbies. I do love basketball. I love martial arts, specifically Taekwondo. Um, just anything artistic as well. Drawing, painting, photography, things of that nature.
So you just like to keep busy. You like to have many hobbies. I'm the same way. Um,
Hmm.
I blame it on my ADHD brain. I can't focus on just one thing at the same time. I got to focus on a million things at the same time.
Exactly.
What would be your favorite memory, like childhood memory, that would be related to music?
I'll tell you right now, it's hilarious, but I'm not ashamed. So when I grew up, in the '80s, hair bands, that's where it was at, and that's actually to this day, I'm not ashamed to say that's what got me to want to become a musician. It was actually Twisted Sister on MTV, when that video came on, and dude just said, "I want to rock," and I was like, "Yeah, rock!" Like that's what I want to do. I want to rock. So to this day, that's like kind of my. It's funny, but it's my anthem. So yeah,
I mean, that's what got to you. The anger overdose says yes. What's up,
exactly.
Mechanic A? I mean, it's a good song. I
Yeah.
always say we can't knock what other people listen to. We can't, it might not be our cup of tea, but for other
Hmm.
people, um,
Yeah. The funny thing is, I didn't even have the album or anything like that. I
MTV.
just, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
we did. MTV was so awesome. They should definitely bring something MTV. Maybe NYXUS MTV should. Nope,
Ah,
that's enough plants. Oh my God, we're
yes.
there's more and more plants coming up. Good old D.
Nice.
Snyder.
Nice.
Well, Manda's next to me going, no more plans. You're busy enough. What's the plans for the coming months?
So for the coming months, we do plan to release our third single. First off, that's almost done in about a couple of weeks, and it's called "What I Feel." And after that, we are going to take a little break and wait till like probably around wintertime, and then try to finish out that five-song EP so we can release the whole thing and start playing out again.
That would be awesome. It's always, the formula of taking out your music to be able to do a show, to try to beat the algorithms and those algorithms. What do you think of social media? Is it helping us? Is it not helping us?
I think that it is both helping and not helping. In some cases, it is because that's how you get to know other bands you've never heard of. For example, actually, my current favorite band is actually from North Carolina. They're called Stellar Circuits. So if you guys have not heard of them, they are amazing. And other than that, I do also think that it's a bad thing because sometimes people just don't like to see things unless it's like a finished product. So, I see both sides.
Well, social media, I think, well, internet in general helps us a lot make music now, because we can do it remotely. I used to do music from Canada because I come from Montreal, Canada, and my guys were in West Virginia, and we made like 6 songs. So we could still make music. We had a
Mm-hmm.
feature from the UK, we had a feature from a bunch of places. It was really awesome. And meeting all these amazing people, you included, I couldn't do it without the internet. Uh,
Exactly.
for me, the big bad, bad wolf of the internet is the bullying, is the trolls. Let's not take them too seriously. Don't feed
Hmm.
into them. Just block them. Just be done with the trolls.
Absolutely. I must say though, if you've got some trolls commenting, that's just it's better for the algorithm anyway. So go ahead and troll away.
Exactly. Just let them go. Like, the only thing I don't like is those bots. Like
Right.
it's getting a little ridiculous. But welcome to the age of technology.
Definitely. I don't like bots, but in a sense, like I said, I do love trolls because of that. Sometimes they just have uh, what they think are hurtful comments, but to me, it's just funny because I'm not going to try to persuade you into thinking something different. You go ahead and comment whatever you want, and the more comments, the better, good or bad.
I mean, yeah, I completely agree with you. What brought you guys together? How'd you guys all meet?
Mostly band mix, which for listeners out there, if you don't know what band mix is, it's kind of the Tinder of musicians, or grinder. Not
Yep.
judging. Yep.
What's up, Daniel? It's a good place. I've heard other bands getting together through that app. It's
Yes. It,
what's
it
the
it definitely is. Hmm.
what's the ultimate career goal for the band, but for you personally also?
Well, for both, it would next step would be touring. That's something that we've never been able to do. So that would be amazing if we could actually hit the road, even if it's just a small tour.
You guys would do like small tour around, where you're situated right now, and slowly grow.
Exactly, correct. Like maybe like a West Coast like 2 week deal, and then go from there.
That's amazing. I mean, I'm far from there, but there's a lot of people all over the U.S. in the podcast, so uh, it's nice to see. I like to see the bands that we're interviewing and the bands that all like they're getting together and doing shows, um,
Hmm.
like Dying Oath, and now like the Valar Morgulis, and they're all
Yeah.
in NC, so I could go out and see them. Which in 2 weeks we're going to the Brewstock Festival. So
Oh,
20 bands in one day. I mean, can't beat that for $20. Well, little plug
exactly.
right here for Brewstock. but
That's a $1 a band.
Right? They're having a promotion right now. It seems like I'm being sponsored or something. I really am not. I'm just very excited to go see those bands. Uh, I don't like paying 300, 400, $500 for my tickets. So I'm really excited to be in the indie world and understanding
Yes.
like the $20 for 20 bands. I mean, Blue Ridge is what, 6,000 for their like.
Yes. Um, I almost went to Sick New World in Vegas, and just due to the artists that were there, that were basically all my favorite bands, pretty much, in the early 2000s. But when I saw the prices, I was like, no, that's not going to happen.
No, it's impossible. Like, okay, so I won't pay my rent. Like, I won't pay my mortgage for like the next 6 months. Okay, big deal. Like, they'll understand. Let me call them. Nah, I had to go see a show. Like, Taylor Swift was in town. Like, I don't think they'd. No, I don't think they'd get that. Speaking of shows, who would be your lineup? Let's say Dead Air gets to play with four other bands to do a tour.
Oh, well, off the top of my head, easily combining all of our uh, different tastes, I would say Deftones number one, probably Tool, Kill Switch Engage, and I don't know if I'd have to name one more. It would probably be Stellar Circuits.
There you go. There you go. I mean, that's definitely something I would go check out. Um, who would be your dream collaboration?
Dream collaboration, I would say probably also Deftones. We have very similar vibes, if you will.
I came in a little late in the rock. When I was younger, I was more hip hop, more. Um, so Deftones, I Queen of the Dam. That was the first time for me to hear a Deftones song. Was the
Mhm.
soundtrack of Queen of the Dam, and instantly it was, what is this and where can I get more? So I definitely agree that I would love to hear you guys with them for sure, for sure.
Thanks. I mean, if you do, if you like hip hop and all that, if you still do,
Yes.
talking about Deftones, the singer Chino had, I think he did like at least a verse with Korn when they covered Ice Cube's "Wicked." So
I
that
didn't
was,
know that. I'm gonna have to check it out. Anger
yeah, check it
overdose
out.
feels like yesterday. I mean, 1999 anger, 1999. Um,
Exactly.
that's one of his songs. It's called
Yeah.
1999. So. Let's see. Three people that have been influential on your life. Not have They don't have to be celebrities. They could be anybody.
Oh, well, that's super easy because I can just pick from, different things. Musically, even though Twisted Sister, opened my eyes at like five or what have you, it was not the legendary D. Snyder. It was actually Kurt Cobain because Nirvana was the band that really made me think, okay, I can do this. They're not necessarily the best musicians. He's not the best singer, but it's all about songwriting. So I'm going to focus on that instead. So that would be one, as in music. Number two, sorry, as far as martial arts, obviously legendary Bruce Lee. So much so that I loved also The Crow, my favorite movie of all time. So much so
Yes.
I named my son, yep, after his son. So I named him Brandon after Brandon Lee. Um, and then if I were to pick a third one, oh, basketball. Going back to basketball, back in growing up in the '90s, my favorite team is the Orlando Magic. So you had Anthony Penny Hardaway, who teamed up with Shaq, and unfortunately, injuries stopped his career. But those three people are the best.
There we go. There we go. I like that question. I like to see that it's such a big, like, taking it out of the music industry. That question becomes such
Yeah,
a so many choices, so many choices.
exactly. It's really broad.
Yes, but it does help. It gives you guys a big, If tomorrow morning you wake up and money isn't a factor in anything anymore, what are you doing?
And that's another. I mean, your questions are so easy to me because they're things that I've actually thought about daily, if you will. So you've been great. But I must but I must say, immediately I would just spend the next, I don't know, 6 months at a studio, and just recording every single thing that's been in my head for the last 20 years that I haven't been able to record because, again, of either time or money constraints. So I have at least 50 songs that I could just record every single part of them: drums, guitar, bass. I would just stick to vocals, but I'm just saying I would just like to get the idea out there.
Yeah, for sure. Death Pigeon says nice. Anger says great answer. It is a great answer. I mean, money is a big factor in everything. And Matt says, do you record at home?
No, we actually do record at different studios. So right now we are usually recording at Module Overload. So I wanted to give a shout out to Jamie over there. He does a great job. So I don't see us collaborating with anybody else ever because he just, if I say, hey, this is what I'm kind of thinking, he knows immediately what's in my head. I don't have to even go into detail. So he knows exactly what I want and what I need. So he's been amazing.
When you can find somebody like that that hits it nail on, that's, very spot on with what he does, that he can listen, it's always a blessing, especially when you found the producer that would mix the way you would want to mix yourself, but you can't. But that's how you would want to sound. I'm
Exactly.
Matt says plug for Reaper, 60 for life. I mean, yeah, but some of us don't do the mixing thing. I mean, I gave it a shot with a cover I did. I'm waiting for it to be approved and released. I did a cover for Radiohead Creep,
Oh,
and
nice.
the first time I put it in, the music was like they were like, "That's the music. I can't put that." And I was like, "Okay." So, Anger tried something for me, and it didn't work out for me. It was good for what he does, but it didn't work out for me. So, I took the
Right.
MIDI files and I changed everything into orchestra.
Oh,
And
nice.
then I tried to mix everything. So whatever you guys hear, I did all by myself. So please be gentle. I am a soft person. No, I'm being, I'm, well, yeah, I am very, but y'all don't have to be gentle. Just tell me what you think when it comes out, and tell me what I got to work on. You can't improve if people are not honest.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm always going to be a someone who gives constructive criticism. So I'm not trying to judge. I'm not trying to tell you, this is not good. I'm trying to tell you what about it you can improve on. So
This
yeah,
is the important part. Constructive criticism.
exactly.
Don't just
Yep.
criticize. Help,
Hmm.
you know? Help
Yep.
anybody wants to hear it.
Hmm.
You're not helping your friends when you're just saying, "Oh no, it's great." But in your head you're like, I would have changed that vocal. I would have, like say something. Uh,
Yep.
Matt says the same thing. When Matt, the audio engineers anything, he tells me if there's anything you don't like, just let me know. And,
Yeah.
especially if
Absolutely.
you're not in the game. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Whether you're a musician, whether you're not a musician, you're entitled to your opinion. It is
Hmm.
all in how it is delivered.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, your fans are not necessarily playing and doing music, but they're the ones that are buying your stuff. So their
Exactly.
opinion matters to a certain point.
Hmm.
Bring back the point you said earlier, don't change who you are for somebody else. It's not what I'm saying. But, I mean, Game of Thrones, he did a lot of stuff in the books just because he heard fans saying, if you kill this character, I swear. And next thing you know, here you go. You're gone. Y'all said you were going to be pissed. Y'all, go ahead, be pissed. So, like, just be careful what you wish for, guys.
For sure.
Um,
And it's great that you brought that up because I was just about to say ever since our inception in 2016, we've played with everything from, I don't know, acoustic bands to cover bands to death metal bands. And due to our style, which we're like melodic, but we're also heavy, we're either, we get it from both sides. Oh, you guys are too heavy, too much screaming, versus, oh, you guys are soft as hell, not enough screaming. So, we can never please everyone. So,
No,
like I said, we just try to make music we love. And if we find people that also love our stuff, hey, even better.
exactly. Gotta say, this is what I would change, not it sucks. It might not be for you, but it'll be for somebody else.
Exactly. And I always say that specifically also, again, with local bands that we've played with. The majority of them, again, are a totally different genre that I would never listen to, but I can tell how what they're doing, is whatever you want to call it, either good or bad, or but at least I know what they're trying to accomplish, and I can appreciate it.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And, like having a podcast, having the radio, everybody's sending me music and everybody's sending me music. And it's all over the place right now. I don't have a mainly only rock station. It is mainly rock and metal. I must say that that's the crowd that seems to gravitate around me. Um,
Mhm.
why? I mean, I am a rock, like, big fan of rock and metal, so that must be part of it. But um, we had Statues. That's a hip hop duo. So Avi, which sings pop music, and now I'm getting more and more music from other genres. It's nice. So yes, Nyx's radio is mostly rock and metal, but once in a while you'll be sitting there and you'll get greeted by like "Don't Funk Around," which is a really good hip hop song.
Nice. It sounds
uh,
awesome.
I mean, the guys are good. The guys are good. What's up, Ames? Ames is my co-host, which is now the host of the NYXUS Podcast, Ames for the Stars. So she has her own little branch of this podcast now.
Oh,
She
nice.
just finished her own interview tonight. With polka rap metal, I mean, let's do it.
Yes.
Let's
I'm
fucking
all
do
in.
it.
I'm all in.
Let's take a little break and let's listen to your song. Let's go with what? Which one do you want to go with first?
I'd say ambivalent.
All right, let's do this. Um, Let me set it up because last weekend I was jamming all alone because I never set the share to. Yeah, but now I got it this time, guys. Enjoy.
Introducing Custom T-shirt.
Calm down, YouTube. I hate that YouTube does that.
Oh yeah, the ads.
M says, whoa. Death Pigeon says, nice. Matt says, the mix is solid. Anger Overdose said, I can feel Deftone influences in a good way. Nice work. Mechanic A says, cool riffs. The reason I'm repeating everything is because once it goes on Spotify, they can't see anything.
Yeah, appreciate everyone's comments.
Daniel says, good stuff.
Thank you.
So, a curse is put on you. And you can only listen to one song for the rest of your life. I mean, what is it? And why?
Wow. That's the tough one. If I had to pick one to listen to for the rest of my life, I mean, immediately I'm drawn to, it has to be Nirvana, right? Because I said that's where it all started. So if I had to pick a song of theirs, I would probably say, well, something off of In Utero, because that's my favorite album. And I'm trying to narrow it down before I give you an answer. Yeah.
Hey, Robert.
And so probably it would be Senseless Apprentice, which would be track 2 off that album.
Nice, nice. And why that one?
I love that, heavy, soft dynamic, which is something that I've grown accustomed to liking and writing myself. And it's just the way that those choruses are so huge and the way Kurt just belted it out. I got a lot of my inspiration from that specific song.
It's a very good song. Yes, Anger, good song. It's funny because every time I ask the question now, I keep thinking, it's always a different day. So I'm like, what song would it be today? And so far, I'm still good. What's up, Alan? Alan was a guest on the podcast not too long ago with Lilith Rising. Mine was Whore in This Moment. And it hasn't changed. It's been Whore in This Moment. Serve the Servants for me. Don't know why, but I love it.
Oh, I love that one too.
Matt, Bohemian Rhapsody. No.
Love that one too, all for different reasons.
I love the song, but I don't think I could listen to that song over and over and over. And I think it's because karaoke. I was a big karaoke person, and people killed that song for me. I mean, a bunch of songs. I Will Survive. I will never be able to survive that song again.
Well, the good thing about the song is that it has so many layers that you can just try to focus on, the guitar or the vocals or what have you. It's just, it's so operatic. It's just amazing.
Absolutely. Doggy in the Window. Of course, Anger. Of course. To come back to to your song that we just listened to. Do you do the cleans and the screams?
Yes, absolutely. I did. Actually, for that particular single you guys just heard, we are going to re-record it eventually with our drummer and bassist. At the time, it was just 2 guys for the band, so I was forced to play the drums and the bass. And I'm just not the most technical musician. So those songs they're basically like a demo format, if you will.
That's awesome. See, I'm like, it sounded really fucking good.
Well, thanks. Thank you.
I mean, you put drumsticks in my hands and that's it. You will see the clumsiest girl come out of me ever. There is no rhythm for drums in my body. Other stuff, no problem. Drums.
Well, let me tell you, drums specifically. Let me tell you about that because I had played live before, and I thought it was going to be a piece of cake. When I went into the studio with that mentality, if you guys don't know, most musicians use a click track, which is basically a metronome that you have to be very, very in sync with, and that was just chaos. It took me forever, especially with a double bass. So I had to really, really keep just um, really basic rhythms. So I was able to follow it, and it came out, decent.
Alan says, I just hit shit with sticks.
Exactly.
His song choice was Kevicula Knox from Therion. Nerok,
Ooh,
hey, what's up? Good to see you. Kali Yuga Part 2 from Therion.
nice. I'm familiar with the band. I'm not really sure if that the song I know, but I love that band. They're really interesting and just I don't know. I could call them very European as opposed to American music. You can always tell where people are from.
Talwar, what's up? All the way from France, guys. Like, this is amazing. See, technology, that's what we were talking about earlier.
Oh, nice.
What's up,
You know,
Rod?
uh, I speak a little French, so that's
Ooh,
awesome.
that is awesome. I'm French Canadian.
Oh, that's right, because you had mentioned Canada. Awesome.
Mm. Yes, I'm from Quebec, the only French province in Canada.
Nice. Well, I'm definitely not gonna try to engage you in French then.
Hey, all in fun and games, you know? If you can at least talk a little bit, I mean, it's better than most of people that cannot. Amanda's learning right now. She mostly knows all the swear words because, I mean, you gotta learn that first. Get it out
Well,
of the way.
well, I can just tell you, je parle français un peu. Uh, I can tell you when I started was 1994. So that was the year 1994 where I learned. So for me to even remember that is just crazy.
It's really good, really good.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it. Those interviews were fun because between, when we pre-record, we don't listen to the song. We just take a break. People do what they got to do, and we start again, and we start talking in French. And Matt was like, "You might have to do this one because I don't know when you guys are talking or you guys are not like starting again." And I was like, "I'm sorry." You
Yeah.
know. Oh, Mechanic K says, Bonjour, mes amis. Is that right? Long time since grade school. Yeah, you just said hi, my friends.
Nice.
I'm sorry, Matt. I won't promise that it won't happen again because it probably will probably happen again. Um, let's go a little serious on a question.
Yeah.
Um, what's the biggest, I'd say, failure so far in your musical career? And how did you overcome it?
Wow, the biggest failure, I must say, has been the continuity of the band. In fact, of any band I've been in for the last 20 years, it's just keeping people together. For some reason, you start off just like any other relationship, you start off with the butterflies in the stomach, and then after that, kind of people fade, and then, oh, now we need a new bassist. Now we need a new whatever. So that's been the biggest thing that I wish I could have just, gelled with and kept the same people the whole time. Same wish I have now with the current members.
I'm gonna tell you that you're not alone in that because most of the people anyways, in the last 5 interviews, I remember talking about this, how the bands constantly change, how it's so hard to not keep somebody steady. Somebody's really serious, and all of a sudden, well, I'm not into it anymore, or
Hmm.
well, I'm gonna spend more time with my family, and it's fine, but at the same time it's kind of like, well, you're wasting my time because this is what I
Hmm.
want to do. So
Right. I also feel like they do that in sports a lot. For example, like a team after they build the chemistry, which is really hard to come by, and then they win the championship. For example, the very next year, poof, half the team is gone, and they just dismantle the team. Why? You just won. Run
yeah,
it back. Try to
and
win it again. You know.
and then, well, after that they lose. Derek says,
Exactly.
fuck that. That's so damn true, especially in Denver. um, I
Yes.
mean, Alan says so true. He just went through it. They just reintroduced the full lineup for Lilith Rising. So
Nice.
it's a thing that happens to every sepsis. Just went through it. I mean, I could go
Hmm.
on and on. Talbot croissant. Rob says, 15 years playing music, 8 bands, 3 fill-in bands. It's heartbreaking. It is.
Yes.
It is. It's rare now that bands stick together to.
Hmm.
Uh, What's up, Michael? And then I had other interviews like with bands like the Rods, who've been together for a long time, and some
Hmm.
bands actually stick together. So hopefully this is your lineup, and this is your true lineup.
Exactly. That would be amazing because again, it's not just, musicianship, but it's also even like off stage, just as
Yes,
friends. Like it's hard to find people that you gel with, that you have a good chemistry, good vibes with. It's just sometimes, I've had people who are amazing guitar players, for example. There's been a million of those, but they either have an attitude or drugs or alcohol or something always gets in the way.
absolutely. Matt says personality and work ethics. And Mechanic
Yes.
A says that's why I am a one-man band.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it works until you want to go do like concerts, unless you're going to use just a backing track. But
Right.
if you want to have the full band there, you kind of have to, you know, have some people come and help you out. Unless
For
you're going to
sure.
do it all yourself. I mean, then you really have something, and people are really going to come and see you if you could do all of that at once. I mean,
Well, it would also be awesome if, going back to the question where you were talking about if money was not an issue, my second answer would have been that after the recording to actually play live, I could just have hired guns, and then basically kind of like a Nine Inch Nails Trent Reznor type of deal.
yep, working on recruiting. Let's go. Let's go. But yeah, that works too. I mean, there's people that do that too. They just hire some people for the tours, and then after that is. I personally would prefer having that outside show thing that you were talking about. Becoming like buddies, and it's not just business. It's
Hmm.
but then like Matt was saying, personality. it, you
Yeah.
can't clash. You can't. Uh, it's fun with 2 people, 3 people, but when you guys get to be 5 people, sometimes it's hard not to have one clash with another or an opinion clash with somebody else's. So,
Well, and this is off topic, but I just want to give a quick shout out to my cat who came down to the basement to join us and completely threw up all over the carpet now. So I hope you guys didn't hear that. Yeah.
um, what do we call that one anger overdose? Chicken nugget was for the baby. What about a cat throwing up on a rug? What do we call
Oof.
that one? Well,
I don't even know.
I'm gonna look. We're gonna take a little break and listen to Phantom Limbs, and that way you
Okay.
can go and do what you gotta do.
Sounds good.
All right. Uh, Share screen. Let's go.
Unity divides, vortex of pain, taken for
There we go. Anger says, love the guitars. Death Pigeon. That scream. This is sweet. And while you were gone, we have decided that a cat coming downstairs. Um, Daniel's clapping. A cat coming down the stairs to vomit on your carpet while you're in an interview is called a Snickers.
Okay,
There we go.
I love it.
Anger says he liked that one a lot.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate the comments. As I said, you could definitely differentiate this second single from the first one. You know, drums are obviously on point as well as the bass. But yeah, kind of a different style than the first one. So every single song we try to make a little bit different, even though you could tell it's still a Dead Air song. It's we sometimes we go softer, sometimes we go harder, sometimes kind of both.
How do you define success as an artist?
Man, I think defining it is going back to what we talked about earlier, just loving what you've created, regardless of, you know, Grammys or how many records you've sold. I don't look at any of those two factors at all, ever, because some of my favorite bands people have never heard of. And even though they might not be together anymore or whatever the case may be, I love them, and it's what I listen to every single day.
Absolutely. Let's see. At the NYXUS Podcast, we had a whole week on mental health. We have every episode pretty much we talk about mental health. So let's go into it a little bit. Um, what's your perspective on it now compared to, when you were younger? Like, how do
Yeah,
you see that it changed?
I mean, it's changed drastically because when I was younger, again, following a band like Nirvana and, Kurt Cobain committing suicide, I couldn't fathom that. It was something that it absolutely destroyed me, and I didn't understand it. Even though I myself have felt depression throughout my whole life, it wasn't that severe ever, so I couldn't understand it. Yet afterwards, it seems like every decade I get basically punched in the face, whether it's through I always tell one of my friends, all my heroes are dead. So whether it be suicide or pretty much a slow death by drugs, uh, basically like Lane Staley of Alice in Chains, another one of my favorite bands of all time. A lot of people are dying, and it's definitely mental health. And my best friend, Oscar, um, also committed suicide back in 2007. So it's been terrible. And even a bassist that we had found for Dead Air back in 2020, well, in 2020, basically, he unfortunately also committed suicide. So it's just been an ongoing battle, and I don't know if it has something to do with music in general, or drugs, or just everything that's happening in the world. I don't know. I can't pinpoint it, but I wish I could make everybody feel better.
Well, it's obviously, like you said, it's influenced a lot by what we're living through, by the world, by just best example I can give you lately is COVID.
Hmm.
I mean, some people that never had depression in their lives are now some of the most depressed people you could ever meet.
Yes.
Because depending on where you were in the world, depending on where you were in your country, I know us in Quebec was bad. 8 p.m. curfews, and you know what I mean? Like, you can't see your family throughout the holidays for 2 holidays in a row. I mean, you can't keep people separated like that for that long and expect everybody to, you know? Yeah, exactly, anger. Music is an outlet. It attracts people who needs an outlet, like most arts. I
Yes.
mean, this is an outlet. It's artistic. Art is very important to mental health. Um, I mean, we could talk
Absolutely.
forever about that topic.
Exactly. And I think that, as I mentioned earlier about doing things with passion, with love, those screams that he just heard in that previous song, I think that's that's what you heard from me, all that anger, all that frustration from losing all the people that I loved and or admired, from afar, being artists, um, and again, or my best friend, or even my bandmate. It's been really tough for the last few years, so I'm glad I can continue to do this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's important, and it's important to talk about. It's that's why we try to talk about try to talk about mental health at every episode. The stigma's got to break. Um, People are allowed to be depressed. People are allowed to ask for help, and please ask for help, guys. Whoever's listening to this, whoever's not feeling okay, reach out to somebody, anybody. If it's easier to reach out to a stranger, there's lines that you could call. If anything, hit my DMs on my page, and I'll be there and I'll listen. I'm no expert. I'm no doctor, but I'm an ear. I'd rather take an hour, 2 hours to sit down with you guys than to see a post tomorrow morning and be like, damn. So
Hmm.
if you guys need
Exactly.
anything, you reach out.
Yes. I feel that, people that are going through serious situations right now, just think of, tomorrow may bring something else, whatever you're into. Say you're into music. Hey, your favorite artist may release a single tomorrow that you may not be able to hear. So just there's always something to look forward to every single day.
Absolutely. Daniel says that sounds like success to me. I mean,
Yes.
we're coming towards the end of the episode.
Mm.
At every end of the episode, I have the NYXUS question, which, if anybody watched one episode, knows that even Ames on her side asks the same question. Before I ask the question, do you have social media that we should all be following to see all the new updates? Where can we catch you guys?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm glad you asked that question because we always get, hey, there's like 50 dead airs. Who are you guys? And for that sole purpose, we made every single social media be Dead Air Denver. So that way, for example, facebook.com/Dead Air Denver. Same with Twitter. Same with Instagram. Wherever you want to find us, it's going to be Dead Air Denver. So that way, it's us and we're the only Dead Air from Denver. We're not on TikTok, sorry. And I don't plan on being on Threads either, but that's the extent of our social media.
I just saw Narek's comment that said, "Is Jason not joining tonight?" No,
No.
no, not tonight. I mean, we can have another. We could catch up at one point when you guys have the full EP. How about
Yes.
message me and we'll set up another live like this, and we could talk with everybody that wants to be here.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Awesome. So we'll do that. So, do you have anything you want to mention before I hit you with the question? Anybody want to give a shout out to, say thank you to? Here's your chance.
I want to thank every single person who has listened to us and supported us and seen us live ever since we started back in 2016.
Awesome. So here it is. Let me put this up right here. Uh, oh, it's gonna. I don't want it. Aw. Hold on. There we go. The next question. If you had the chance to sit down with a younger version of yourself at any age, what would you tell little Wade?
Same thing I've been saying the whole time. Never give up.
Never give up. Did at one point you felt like, now I'm not doing this anymore?
No. Even if I wasn't making music, I never gave up. Again, I had it always in my head. I've got songs again that I've loved to record. So even if I take breaks, I'm never going to stop. I don't care if I'm 90 years old.
There we go. Absolutely. There's no age for music.
Hmm.
Like I tell often on the podcast now, the youngest guest on the podcast was 15 years old,
Nice.
and the oldest gentleman was 70.
Whoa, that's amazing.
So we have a pretty good age gap. It's nice to talk to everybody. Everybody's perspective on things are always different when you're just starting, when you've been doing it for like 10, 15 years, 5 years, and then we have like 40 years that they've been in the music industry. Played with big names, toured with them, and
Mhm.
it's incredible to hear their story. It's really cool.
That's
Well, Wade,
awesome.
I want to thank you for being here tonight with us. See, Mechanic A says, "Hope I'm still rocking at 70." I mean, he's playing drums still at 70, so I don't see why not. I don't see
Exactly.
why
That's
not.
amazing.
Be kind with yourself, be kind with your soul and your body, and I mean, at 70, you'll still be rocking, pretty sure. But thank you for being here.
Yes.
Um, Keep in contact. Like I said, we'll have you back on the show. We'll have the band back, and we'll
Hmm.
have a talk about the EP and everything.
Yeah, we appreciate the support. Thanks a lot, Melanie, for letting, for now, me talk to you, but hopefully everybody in the band can talk to you next time.
When you have your next single out, if you want a little help promoting it and stuff, just send us a message. We'll get the team on there and we'll get it done.
Nice. Well, I appreciate it a lot. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. All right, guys, thank you for being here. Anger Overdose, Alan, Death Pigeon, Nayrock, Matt, Amy, Daniel, Mechanic A. Uh, I mean, I'm sure I'm missing Talwar, Rob. I know I'm missing more people. I love you guys, other Rob. But I really love you guys. You guys rock. You make my Friday nights. You guys are always here supporting us, and you guys are fucking amazing. So, on
Yeah.
that, I'm Melany Nyx. I was with Wade from Dead Air, and this was the NYXUS Podcast.